Good morning and welcome back to Margin. This morning we're going to talk about why should giving be essential to you. So let's jump right into it. So looking back on the theme of what's essential, I outlined the importance of what is essential in your home in food, clothing, transportation, health, healthcare, finances, and the resulting budget that collects all of that. So in each of these areas, it's important to identify what is important to you, then focus your efforts on those aspects that add the most value to you. Now, what I believe that you will find is that there are a lot fewer purchases that really will, at the end of the day, matter to you. And once you actually go through the process of narrowing down those purchases to only that which matters, you won't feel like you're sacrificing any part of your lifestyle, but will end up freeing up a bunch of money to reallocate to other areas. Now, the challenge here may be that you just don't know what actually brings the most value to you. So let's look at a category for an example so that you can think about this and think about what matters to you. So for example, when purchasing a car, you need to get specific with what you're actually looking for before you step into the showroom. Now, sitting down to identify what the price point you want to be at, that includes your purchase price for the vehicle, your taxes, licensing, title, and fees. Then moving on and understanding, okay, what class of vehicle do you want? Do you want a car, an SUV, a truck, or some other vehicle accordingly? What options you want on that vehicle, whether it's a moonroof or it's heated seats or whatever. The condition of that vehicle, the powertrain that is in that vehicle, whether it's engine, transmission, or whatnot, and how fuel efficient that vehicle needs to be for your needs. But I would also look at what it costs to insure and maintain, as well as how it will depreciate. So I just went through this process as I was assisting my brother and his wife with their next vehicle purchase. Now, what they identified was that they restricted their budget to a specific amount so that they could pay cash for that vehicle. They then moved on from that point to determine that they needed an SUV. They wanted it to be in really good condition with everything mechanically and cosmetically working well. But they also needed that vehicle to be all-wheel drive, to be able to go skiing and to be able to use that vehicle in multiple climates. So for them, they wanted to have something that was relatively new with all the modern safety features. They wanted to have an efficient vehicle that would also be all-wheel drive and that had already taken the initial depreciation hit. Now, these specifications narrowed their search to the point that they were able to not go from dealership to dealership. They knew exactly what they were looking for and were able to filter the vehicle based on that. And it prevented a lot of stress that typically happens in the car buying process and allowed them to get exactly what they wanted. Now, they bought the vehicle that fit within those specifications and can then they can then basically move on to the next essential component of their budget and not be distracted by this. Now, this is just one category, but figuring out what is essential in everything from the food that you eat to the clothes that you buy will take much of the guesswork out of the equation and a lot of the decision making out of the equation, so you don't get decision fatigue. Now, this will ensure that you are not buying something that doesn't actually work for you, which oftentimes ends up being more expensive because it is sold at a discount, it's given away, or it's disposed of accordingly. And we waste so much time, energy, and money in the process instead of just actually defining what is essential to us. Now, all of these essential components of your day-to-day life will feed directly into your budget, into building your budget. As I've covered previously, when formulating your plan to spend, you will want to factor in your total household income and how much you want to give and save, your rent and your mortgage, your utilities, transportation, food, personal, miscellaneous, recreation, and insurance expenses. So there's a number of categories there that you want to be able to be intentional with and make sure that only the things that are essential to you are actually hitting in those categories. Now, if you are discerning in the process of defining your purchases, I believe that you will end up spending a lot less. The result of this spending and these spending behaviors can then increase the speed at which you can accomplish the goals that you have, like paying off debt or saving up for something or being able to give accordingly. So whether it be the essential aspects of the vehicle you drive, the home that you live in, or the restaurants that you frequent, keep in mind that your intentionality in knowing your purpose and how you are to give back and be a blessing will translate to you actually making a priority of doing so and actually following through on that. So it's really important to know what your purpose is in giving back and to whom, and through that process, you will have that motivation to be able to figure out what is essential and what is non-essential in your budget. Now, my call to action today is to really think about what is non-essential to your budget, enabling you to then put more resources toward what is, towards your goals and ultimately your impact and the impact you want to have. If this information is helpful to you, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're reminded to come back on a daily basis and improve in managing your personal finances. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.